People who are always calm often seem like they live in a different world, as if they move through life with an internal quietness that others cannot fully understand. While most people react rapidly to stress, pressure, or emotional chaos, these individuals appear to carry an invisible layer of emotional armor, an inner sanctuary where nothing penetrates deeply enough to disturb their peace. But the truth is more complex than simply being chill or relaxed. Behind that calm exterior is an intricate psychological system built from personality traits, early life experiences, coping mechanisms, emotional intelligence, and sometimes even hidden wounds. Their calmness is not just a state of being. It is a psychological pattern that shapes their relationships, decisions, and identity. People who are always calm tend to experience the world through observation rather than reaction. Before they respond, they pause, analyze, and mentally step back from the situation. It's not that they don't feel emotion. They simply process it differently. Their mind naturally creates space between what happens around them and how they choose to respond. This mental distance is what gives them the ability to stay composed even in situations where others would explode or break down. Their brain is constantly evaluating, asking questions like, is this reaction necessary? Will reacting change anything? What can I control at this moment? Most of the time, their answer is silence, patience, and thoughtful restraint.
Part of their calm personality comes from a deep sense of internal security.
These individuals usually do not depend heavily on the external world for emotional validation. They aren't easily shaken by other people's opinions or moods. They rarely feel the need to prove themselves or fight for attention. Their identity comes from within, not from praise, approval, or recognition. Because of this internal grounding, they don't get caught up in emotional storms that others create. They know who they are, and that knowledge gives them a quiet strength. When someone is secure internally, the outside world loses its power to disturb them. Another psychological aspect of calm people is their exceptional emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is the ability to understand your feelings without letting them take control of your behavior. Calm individuals have trained or naturally developed the ability to slow down their emotional responses, where others allow anger to burst out instantly or allow anxiety to take over their thoughts. Calm people pause, breathe, and let the emotions settle before acting. This ability doesn't mean they don't feel strong emotions. It means they have learned to handle them privately and gracefully. Many of them process their feelings internally, not outwardly. They might feel sadness, frustration, or disappointment intensely, but they handle it quietly, without involving others. Calm people are also deeply rooted in logic. When confronted with stress, they don't react from a place of panic. Instead, their brain shifts into problem-solving mode. They look for solutions, not emotional release. Their mind searches for patterns, causes, and consequences. They want to understand the situation, rather than be consumed by it. This logical mindset prevents them from making impulsive decisions or saying things they regret. Their calm nature often makes them the stabilizing force in a group, the person others look to in moments of crisis. They become the emotional anchor because they remain rational when everyone else is overwhelmed. One of the most interesting things about people who are always calm is their relationship with silence. For many people, silence is uncomfortable. It creates tension or awkwardness. But for calm individuals, silence is not empty. It is comforting. Silence gives them space to think, breathe, and recharge. They don't feel the need to fill every moment with words. They don't fear pauses in conversation. Their calmness is fueled by this comfort with quietness. Silence is their sanctuary, their mental reset button, their place of clarity. Because of this comfort with silence, they are often very good listeners. They pay attention. They hear what others often miss. They notice tone, behavior, and hidden emotions in a way that impulsive people rarely do. Their observational skills also give them a deeper understanding of human behavior. Instead of jumping into conflict, they step back and analyze. They try to understand why people behave the way they do. This makes them more patient and less reactive. When someone is rude to them, they don't take it personally. They think, maybe this person is going through something, instead of feeling attacked. This empathetic approach allows them to stay calm even during heated interactions. They realize that most emotional outbursts are not about them. They are about the other person's internal struggles. This perspective protects their peace and prevents unnecessary emotional involvement. People who are always calm usually prefer stability over chaos. They create environments, both internally and externally, where drama and unpredictability are minimized. They choose relationships that feel safe, conversations that feel meaningful, and lifestyles that maintain mental balance. They are selective about who they give their energy to. They avoid people who drain them emotionally. They don't engage in arguments just to prove a point. They don't chase validation or approval. Their calmness is deeply connected to their boundaries. They know what drains them, and they quietly walk away from anything that disturbs their inner balance. They value peace more than winning an argument or satisfying their ego. Another psychological trait of consistently calm individuals is their high level of self-awareness. They spend a lot of time reflecting on their thoughts, behaviors, and emotional patterns. They think before they act. They question themselves. They understand what triggers them and why. This self-awareness helps them stay centered even when life becomes complicated. When something goes wrong, they don't rush into blame or denial. They take responsibility. They focus on what they can control instead of obsessing over things they cannot. This mindset prevents unnecessary stress and helps them recover from difficulties faster than others. However, not all calmness is purely positive. Some people are calm because they have learned to suppress their emotions over time. They might have grown up in environments where expressing feelings was discouraged. Maybe they were taught that showing anger or sadness was a sign of weakness. Maybe they discovered early in life that staying quiet kept them safe. As adults, this emotional suppression can look like calmness from the outside. But internally, they might be carrying unexpressed emotions that have never been fully processed. This type of calmness is more like emotional numbness. It protects them from pain, but also limits their ability to feel deeply. They avoid conflict because conflict feels unsafe. They avoid emotional vulnerability because vulnerability feels risky. Their calmness becomes a shield rather than a natural state of mind. On the other hand, many calm people are emotionally mature rather than emotionally shut down. They have learned through experience that reacting emotionally rarely solves anything. They have faced challenges, failures, and heartbreaks that taught them the value of staying composed. Their calmness is a form of wisdom, not avoidance. They know that every problem passes, every emotion fades, and every situation evolves. This long-term perspective protects them from overreacting in the moment. They understand that life is bigger than temporary discomfort. Calm individuals also tend to have a strong sense of control over their life. They don't let the world dictate their mood. They don't allow other people's behavior to decide how they feel. They take ownership of their emotional state. This internal control makes them more resilient. When something unexpected happens, they adapt instead of panicking. When someone tries to provoke them, they remain composed. They don't let chaos enter their mind. This makes them appear unshakable, almost as if they are shielded by an invisible layer of mental strength. Interestingly, calm people do not avoid emotions. They simply handle them privately. While others might react instantly, calm individuals take their time. They feel first, reflect second, and respond last. Their slow emotional processing prevents them from blowing things out of proportion. They rarely regret what they say or do because everything they express has been filtered through thoughtfulness. People trust them because of this emotional stability. Their calm presence makes others feel safe, understood, and supported. But calm individuals also face unique struggles. Because they rarely display strong emotions, people sometimes assume they are emotionless. They may be misunderstood as cold, distant, or detached. Others might think they don't care enough or aren't passionate. But the truth is that calm people often feel emotions very deeply. They just don't show them openly. Their calmness can be mistaken for lack of concern, when in reality, it is carefully controlled concern. They don't express their stress, but they still experience it. They don't show their anger, but they still feel hurt. They don't reveal their fears, but they still work through them internally. Their emotional world is rich, but it is private. Another challenge they face is being taken for granted. Because they never complain, never create drama, and rarely argue, people may assume they are okay all the time. Friends and family may lean on them constantly. using them as emotional support without offering the same stability back. Calm people often become the emotional backbone of their environment. They absorb the stress of others, but no one notices when they themselves need support. Their calmness becomes a role that everyone expects them to play, and sometimes that expectation becomes heavy. Despite these challenges, their calmness remains one of their greatest strengths. Their presence can transform a room, ease tension, and bring clarity to confusion. People naturally trust them, confide in them, and rely on them. Their calmness is comforting. It radiates stability. It silently reminds others that everything will be okay. Calm individuals often become leaders, mentors, or guides, not because they seek power, but because their energy makes others feel safe. Their ability to detach emotionally allows them to focus on what truly matters. They don't waste energy on petty conflicts, unnecessary drama, or temporary frustrations. They choose their battles wisely. They speak less, but when they speak, it has meaning. Their calmness gives weight to their words. They think deeply, feel deeply, and act intentionally. In relationships, calm people bring harmony. They are patient listeners, understanding partners, and peaceful companions. They don't escalate arguments. They de-escalate them. They don't judge harshly. They look for understanding. They don't fight for dominance. They fight for balance. Their calmness creates a safe, emotional space where others can be honest and vulnerable. In times of crisis, calm people become the steady hands that guide others. Their clear thinking and composed demeanor help them make rational choices when others freeze or panic. Their calmness becomes a source of strength not only for themselves but for everyone around them. People look to them for direction, support, and reassurance because they radiate confidence and stability. Ultimately, the psychology of calm people is a blend of internal security, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, logic, and restraint. Their calmness is both a gift and a responsibility. It protects them but also sets them apart. It makes them strong but also misunderstood. It gives them clarity but also creates distance. Their calmness is not an absence of emotion. It is the mastery of emotion. People who are always calm are not emotionless. They are emotionally disciplined. They are not detached. They are selective. They are not weak. They are powerful in a quiet, subtle way. Their calmness is their superpower, a reflection of a mind that refuses to be controlled by chaos. And while the world may often overlook the depth behind their silence, the truth remains. Calm people carry storms inside them, but they choose peace every time.